one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Just to note the attendance here tonight, to my left is Mr. DeMarino, Ms. Martelli, and the superintendent. Mr. Powers to my far right. Thank you for joining us, Ms. Riley from the Rainham Board of Selectmen. As we're required to do, we have either Bridgewater or Rainham town official. It's Rainham's this time to approve any contracts. Mr. Loesch, the vice chair, Ms. Davenport, and myself, the chair. Mr. Fitzgibbons, there's other members of the administration in attendance this evening. All right, so we're going to move right into contract ratification. Is there a motion to ratify the contract with the Secretary's bargaining unit? Made by Ms. Martelli. Second by Mr. Loesch. Any discussion, Ms. Martelli? Mr. Loesch? Mrs. Riley? Ms. Davenport? Mr. DeMarino? I just note that the funds for this year's funding of the agreement have been budgeted, so there's no extra cost and there's no other cuts that need to happen due to this. The following 2 years, 1% increases in the grid. We want to thank the Secretary Clerks Union for being very receptive in working together. That said, we can take a vote to ratify the contract. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Ms. McDougall and Ms. Riley, I think you have fulfilled your duty. Thank you very much. All right. So moving on to consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda, which is approval of minutes from July and general ledger warrants from July 25 and August 8?
So moved.
Made by Mr. DeMarino. Second by Ms. Martelli. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you. All right, public comment. Anyone from the public wishing to comment? Come up, state your name, address, etc. Ms. Jimmy, you've done this so much, you know what to do.
Not this particular forum, but thank you. My name is Mr. Chairman, members of the Bridgewater Rainham Regional District School Committee, and Superintendent Powers. My name is Christina Ajemian, and I live at 221 Aldrich Road here in Bridgewater with my husband Ray. I'm a member of the Bridgewater Communities for Civil Rights, BCCR, and earlier this summer we sent a letter to Superintendent Powers with copies to members of the Bridgewater Rainham School Committee and other town officials expressing our concern about the elimination of the position of DEI coordinator for the district. I would like now to read that letter into the public record, if I may. Dear Mr. Powers, Bridgewater Communities for Civil Rights, BCCR, is a community-based organization dedicated to defending the rights of all persons while fostering open communication, providing opportunities to examine social issues of social justice, and advocating for the elimination of bias and racism. BCCR recently learned about the elimination of several positions within the Bridgewater Rainham Regional School District, including the position of DEI coordinator. Although we understand that this decision was the result of diminished financial resources, we wish to express our dismay and concern. During Kayla Barrio's time as DEI coordinator for the district, BCCR followed and supported her work to institute policies, curriculum changes, and training throughout the system, guiding students, faculty, and staff towards a broader understanding of diversity, equity, and inclusion. As members of the community, BCCR members urge the school district leaders to find ways to continue the progress made by all parties involved and not lose momentum. After the death of George Floyd, countless school districts, corporations, and universities instituted DEI programs and policies in reaction to the outcry against the institutional racism that was exposed. Recently, we have observed a withdrawal of support for DEI programs across the country, taking us backwards rather than towards progress. This should not be allowed to take place in the Bridgewater Rainham Regional High School District. We hope that during the course of the summer, there will be some budget relief that will make it possible to reinstate some of these very critical positions at all levels, including the DEI coordinator position. We are willing to contact our state legislators, other community leaders, or anyone else you recommend to urge them to reinstate funding to local schools. There is too much at stake to allow DEI support and training to lapse. And thank you, and the letter was signed by members of the Executive Committee of BCCR, which several members are here tonight, including myself. And my closing statement, I just want to say that our 2 children are graduates of the Bridgewater-Raynham School District, and we felt very well served by the Bridgewater system through the 80s and the 90s. But now, this is now 2024. Times have changed, and the expectations and needs of our communities are also different. We urge you to do everything possible to reinstate the position of DEI coordinator, and we are here to assist in any way that we can. We cannot go back. Thank you.
Thank you. Further public comment? Ms. Baumgarten. We're going to try to keep this to 3 minutes, folks, okay, if we can.
I never go over my time.
There you go.
Sam Baumgarten, 60 Short Street, Bridgewater. I hadn't planned anything specific tonight, but I did come in support of my fellow BCCR members, and wanted to point out that I've spent 3 years working with Kayla Barrios on the townwide DEI committee, and I know how hard she worked, and I know how hard the staff and faculty have worked with 3 years of in-service, and I believe it's still going on. So I'm hoping that, as the letter stated, that the momentum will continue even without a person in that leadership role, because it is so critical to our society now. And I'm very proud of the fact that Bridgewater-Raynham has stayed the course, unlike many other districts around the country. Secondly, just on a personal note, I am very much looking forward to stepping onto the running track on Monday. Are you going to be there with the key, Mr. Fowler?
I'm not sure if it'll be me, Sam. I know you're probably an early bird, so but with that track will be open. The kids have been out there on that this week. It's been going.
I'll wait till the cross-country team's off so I don't embarrass myself. And just another comment, I've occasionally watched committee meetings on YouTube. And again, I find it hard to hear unless people put the microphones right in front of them. I say the same thing to the counselors too. So the mics are big and they look powerful, but unless they're close to you, it's still hard to hear. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Baumgarten. Sir.
It's ma'am.
Oh, ma'am, sorry.
It's okay.
My
You see
bad.
the short hair
I
and
shouldn't,
the baseball.
no, it's the Patriots. I
Women like
lived with my wife
Patriots
against the Patriots.
too. My name is Nancy Gill, 45 Winter Street. Very proud Bridgewater resident since 95, homeowner since 97. 2 children that are both BR graduates, college graduates. Very, very grateful, as one of the previous speakers said, for the education that they received. With that said, I am alarmed, actually, that the thought of cutting this coordinator position, because we are trying to continue the momentum of moving forward. And, you know, I read, you know, all the little lines here. Safe and supportive schools, the district will employ coordinated efforts to ensure school environments where all students and staff are physically, socially, and emotionally supported. How can we say that and then cut this position? Then my pragmatic side, I'm like, okay, I need budgets, I get it, you know. I looked to try and find out how much this position was paid, and for the life of me could not find it. So I don't know if there's something that I personally can do. I will do it, because this position is too critical to the future of these young people coming through our schools. And I ask you to please If there's something I can do, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gill, and I apologize, and I guess I need more diversity training and not gendering people as they walk to a microphone.
No worries, sir.
Thank you. All right, we're going to move on, and unfortunately, tonight we have two committee members who are away on other business that had already been planned. Mr. DeMarino has other business that he is putting off to keep our quorum here for just a bit longer, and Ms. King just had an emergency at work and couldn't make it. So that being said, we're going to try to just cut the agenda down. So I'd like to entertain a motion to move agenda item 7C, long-range planning report, forward to now. Made by Mr. DeMarino, second by Ms. Martelli. All those in favor? Opposed? It's unanimous. Ms. Davenport's going to give the report. Ms. Mainville is one, obviously, the people who couldn't make it here tonight, is the chair of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Fitzgibbons. As you said, I am speaking on behalf of Ms. Mainville tonight. For our long-range subcommittee report, these virtual meetings took place on August 13th and August 20th. The following committee members were in attendance at both meetings. Ms. Mainville, Mr. Loesch, myself, Ms. Davenport, and Mr. Fitzgibbons. Also in attendance was Superintendent Powers, Ms. Sedarovitz as recording secretary, and Ms. Barry was there also during the I believe the August 20th meeting. Was it she has here the 20th, I think it's the 19th. Sorry, my apologies. So it's August 20th instead of the August 19th instead of the 20th. To inform the development of the 24-25 goals and ensure that our meetings were productive and efficient, Mr. Powers provided an overview of the progress made on the student success plan during the 2023 to 2024 academic year, as well as worked to include the feedback and reactions he received from the school committee members during long-range subcommittee meetings, as well as feedback he received outside of these meetings. The committee reviewed and voted on each of the superintendent's 24-25 key actions, benchmarks, and evidence separately, and included discussion on the objections raised by school committee members during the July 24th school committee meeting. Specifically, budgets can be contentious and that gathering evidence to secure funding may be challenging in the current economic climate. Inclusion should extend to all extracurricular activities, including all clubs. Although the committee opted not to amend any of the goals, they worked to make sure that the key actions, benchmarks, and evidence include language to address the budget process concerns. As for ensuring that inclusion was extended to existing activities, the committee agreed that this objective was important enough to receive consideration as a standalone initiative versus being included in the district improvement goal number 2. As a result of our discussions, I would like to make a motion to approve the superintendent's 2025 key actions, benchmarks, and evidence as presented and reflected in the long-range planning meeting folder.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Loesch. Discussion. Everyone had it in their folders. I'd just like to commend the entire committee and the superintendent for working so quickly and expeditiously to get this done and in place before the school year starts so that everyone's able to be on the same page. That's great. And I would just like to see, and I'd ask the superintendent just to make sure this happens, or Mr. Loesch probably, I don't know, that it ends up on the website so that folks can hold us and you accountable to what we say we're going to do for the year. That said, no further discussion. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. All right, I would entertain a motion to table the remaining agenda topics until our September 25th meeting and to then adjourn at 7:20 p.m. tonight.
Move to adjourn.
Made by Ms. Martelli, seconded by Mr. DeMarino.
Move to table.
Yeah, well, let's do the table first. We're going to split that.
Second.
All right, so that can have some discussion, adjourn cannot. Any discussion on the table? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Made by Ms. Martelli, second by Mr. Damarino. All those in favor? Opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you.